What's up, cruisers? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel for the very first time. Listen, the time is upon us. It's Europe season, baby. And if you're anything like me and you're headed to Europe soon, you really want to find ways to maximize your time with shore excursions, whether you've been for the very first time, like me and my wife and my daughter Noah, or you're going for an extended period of time. You're probably looking for excursions that offer incredible food, maybe a little bit of a history. Let's face it, some places with really good wine. And did I say food? So in this tour guide, this travel guide here, I'm going to go over some of the excursions that I found to be the most useful based on the research that I did with my wife and I. And if you stick all the way to the end of this video, I'll share you a little hack where you can save up to 40% on your cruise excursion. I'm also going to share 2 excursions that were third party. That means they were not directly through the cruise ship. And I'll share one that was with the cruise ship. And spoiler alert, I did make it back to the cruise ship both times. All cruise excursion companies were very professional, very timely, informative. And so 5 stars from me. But let's jump into some of the experiences. That way, if you're going to Europe, you know exactly what we did and what we enjoyed. So, hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Griff. Let's dive in. So, my wife and I, we cruised to Europe for the very first time. This was our first time cruising in Europe. And I wanted to find something that I can maximize our time with and still have a good time, because you're only in port for a few hours, right? You don't want the ship to leave you, but you want to find a really good opportunity. The first place we went to was Spain. Now, if you're curious, what ship did you guys cruise on? We were actually on the Sun Princess for the inaugural sailing, if you will. And it was incredible. If you want to watch that video, it's right here. You will not regret it. But we also brought our daughter, Noah, 1 year old. And one of the tours I really wanted to do, I wanted to introduce Noah to some local food that was actually from well, obviously inspired from local cuisine, and that being Spain. So the tour we chose was a walking tour, a walking food tour. And I had a blast, y'all. One of the key highlights for me personally is walking. One, you get to taste a little bit, and then you get to walk a little bit and see the sights and the history. Our tour guide was phenomenal. But check out, phenomenal? Our tour guide was phenomenal, if you know what I'm saying. But one of the first places we went to was getting donuts. And I forget the specific name from it, of it, but they stuffed it with a little bit of cream. And it was just it was so good. It wasn't too sweet, but it was light and fluffy and delicious. And you get to taste every little bit of it. And they give it a little bit of extended time. So if you want to buy some local goods and continue to walk throughout your journey, that's totally cool too. Another key moment for me was stopping and getting some fresh made paella. Listen, maybe I'm butchering that word. I don't speak Spanish, but it was good, y'all. Fresh prawns, rice, and some small tidbit here, if you're really into food, that I found is that he said authentic paella actually has a little bit of a darker color to it, and it was good. I was kind of like apprehensive, but apparently the stock and washing of the clams or the whatever the shells are, right, gets into the rice and it turns into this like darker color. That's authentic paella, just letting you know, at least from Spain. But another cool moment on that excursion was looking at some of the local farmers markets where the community really comes together. They take you through the butcher's market and you get to taste fresh local cheeses and meats. And listen. All right, so this food tour is super fun. We just tasted a bunch of authentic, let's call it protein, from Spain. Had some chorizo, which is a totally different vibe here in Barcelona. And we also had some iberico ham, which is really good. It was really freaking good. I'll show some video here, but this tour so far is really fun. It's about, what, 3 or 4 hours long, so you get to really taste a bunch of different foods. Had a donut earlier, which was fantastic. And we're just going to keep it grooving. I don't want to spoil it too much, but that is a fun tour. I would highly suggest it. You can click the link in the description box below if you want to check that one out on your own. But I believe you're going to love it. Now, listen, the second tour, I'll be transparent. I'll be transparent about this one. It was a bus tour. Listen, I am the first one to say no to bus tours. But the reason why we decided on this one, because Shore Excursion Group does a really good job of like really intimate like settings and small group settings. So I believe our van, right, it's a bus tour, but the van had 6 people. That's including my wife. So it's 2 in the back, me and Alyssa, my baby girl in the center. and then a man in the front there. So you can do the math on that. But really small, intimate, and it was a really good group. Got to know each other and just hang out a little bit longer in locations instead of like 35 people, 40, 60 people on a bus going to one spot and getting on and slowly getting off and getting on. That's what I hate about van and bus tours. But this one was the exception. So I really love stopping by some of the local historical places. So check this out, guys. A bunch of statues. I don't remember the name of what he said this place was, I'm not gonna lie. But they're doing some construction. This is the Villa de Marseille. The statues represent something. I think one, he said fertility, agriculture, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
I'm really bad at history tours. There's a sign over there. If you can figure it out in French. But it's very beautiful.
Listen, I'm lazy. I like good food. I don't know if you guys are like that, but after seeing so many historical buildings and like getting in the history of everything, you get a little bit hungry. And one of the key moments of this shore excursion was actually taking a moment to stop by the marina and just people watch. They had street performers, but ordering a glass of rosé under the beautiful sun and the weather, it's just cool air, and just getting a charcuterie board and just people watching. That was a chef's kiss on that moment. I've never seen Alyssa happier. Oh man, she had a good time. That is another shore excursion I would recommend for sure. Now, those two shore excursions were through Shore Excursions group. If you click the link in the description box below, I know it's kind of talking in circles there for a little bit. Bear with me. I believe they do have a sale, a promotional sale, that you can save up to 40% on select excursions. Those might be one of them. So give them a shot. Go shopping on there, and I really hope you find something. The next shore excursion that I enjoyed was going to Tuscany. Now, listen, Tuscany is really interesting, and I've already shared with you guys that, listen, bus tours are not my thing. And this one wasn't a bus tour, but we did get on a bus for about 90 minutes. And listen, I bit the bullet. I said, Alyssa, we're going to do this one because it was highly recommended from Princess Cruises. Like, hey, it's a little bit of a haul, but I promise you it'll be worth it. You're going to be going to a local Italian family's home, their farm, their vineyard, and you get the true, authentic Italian experience. Listen, if that's something you're interested in, and that's something you want to do, to be immersed into Italy, that drive was so freaking scenic, y'all. I had a 10-10 good time with that, just taking in all the views. But once we got on property, the family welcomed us with like open arms. I truly felt like I was part of the family, you know what I'm saying? All right, guys, so we are here. And Noah's excited. But something unique, pulled up on the bus, got off the bus, and then they proceed to take us by horse carriage. You can go by car if you like at that point, but we decided to do the horse carriage, authentic experience, and they told us a little bit about the vineyard and the farm and how they like just grow everything from scratch and make their own paper, furniture, and just wine. And when I mean things are farm to table, they really went through the process of just like cooking a homemade meal for us. And we got some pasta bolognese, which was fantastic, paired with some white wine. Paired with some white wine and some red wine. But even the limoncello was just like locally sourced, locally made by them and the family. And the property was absolutely gorgeous. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. Sometimes, I go through these travel guides. I like to give you a little bit of tease of what you could expect. But they were on time. They were professional. They were kind. They were warm. They were welcome. We ate good food. I ate so much authentic pasta that I should have become a pasta. Just, I don't know. It was freaking good, man. But hey, the issues we ran into were few and far between. But besides just like being on a van, stop and go, not my favorite thing, and the 90-minute bus ride, I would say overall these shore excursions were really, really good. I hate to come off as an ad. I really do. And that's not the intention of this video. The intention of this video is really share with you guys that if you're going to go to Europe and you want to do it and you really want to maximize your time as much as possible, those shore excursions are awesome. But let's face it, you know what I'm about to say, right? I'm leaning in. We need to go back to Europe and we need to do an extended time there. One day in port is not enough, y'all. It's not enough. Listen, if you really want to enjoy your cruise and you're going to Europe, there is a cruise line I would recommend. It's this one right here. Go check it out. It's a new ship. It's the largest and newest ship from Princess Cruises. They did a fantastic job, and you're going to love it. Go check them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.